What up? It's your boy T-Bear and Reaction. Today is going to be a pre-record for Pre-Films Friday. This will be on Friday. You're watching this Friday, but anyway, I'm doing this because right now I'm out with the family for the holiday week as well too. We got stuff doing, but anyway. So that being said, that's the reason why main reason I do no poll, but other reason because a lot of folks want me to do this and not add to the poll because the chance it might not. It's a slight case of slim chance it won't get picked. But I've been waiting for it anyway. So this will be another deluxe kill count reaction. Will be plus both dead meat's kill count and plus another kill count that show the uncensored killers of this world too, like I did with Terrifier 2. That being said, this will be only done. The deluxe will be available for the night only. Afterwards, it'll be on my membership section if you missed it as well too. Come see me, try to see if I can build a membership section as well too. But anyway, it's none other than, you already know what it is, Saw X. So yeah, a lot of folks want me to do this, so I'm gonna get this one out the way as a little holiday treat for y'all as well too. So anyway, that being said, we're gonna check out both the Saw X kill count for Dead Meat as well as Saw X, and the deluxe bonus will be the Saw X kill count from Carnage count. Because I don't think unless they just put it out has it, because there's the other one. They're the main one I like to support as well too, because they was like the alternative I did for Deathgasm as well too. But they don't have Saw X. Let them see, make sure they didn't just add it. But yeah, they don't have Saw X, so I had to look up see the most formal one to check out, and I decided to do Carnage count since I did kill counts for them as well too, as the side pieces in the past. So anyway, without further ado, we want to first check out the Dead Meat kill count as well too. Then I'm gonna stop it and start it for those who willing to stay for the deluxe as well too, or who willing to pay the membership of the deluxe, or happen to be lucky to catch them the first day. Well, other than that, let's check out Saw X kill count from Dead Meat. Let's get it.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at Saw X, or Saw 10, released in 2023. Saw X sees the return of John Kramer, aka Jigsaw, even though he died 17 years ago, or 7 movies ago in franchise terms. He appeared in Saws 4 through 8 via flashbacks and cassette tapes he conveniently recorded before his death, but he sat out the Chris Rock-led Spiral, only having a cameo in picture form. Spiral was the first Saw film with a story completely divorced from John Kramer. The first 7 Saws were released literally once a year from 2004 to 2010. They form a beautiful, messy soap opera, with every installment adding to the interwoven web of characters. The 8th film, Jigsaw, released later in 2017, kinda sidestepped the continuity, technically taking place before all the other films, and it introduced a lame-ass, needless character. Will we ever see Logan again? I don't really care! But Saw X is back to basics, y'all, and takes place between Saws 1 and 2, back before John Kramer got his neck slit open with a saw. Though he's clearly older if you do a side-by-side comparison, I will happily pretend he's the same age if it means we get Tobin Bell in a starring role. Bell is 80 now and gives an incredible return performance as John, humanizing him more in a single film than 8 others managed to combine. In my Saw kill counts from 5.5 years ago, yes, time is scary, I often made fun of John Kramer's self-righteousness.
Killing is distasteful.
Murderers say what? But Saw X gives you the most jiggy perspective yet, with Bell exploring the character's inner emotions.
My job is to bring humanity to John Kramer.
Helps too that he's up against an absolutely evil monster. Makes it easier to root for him than when his victim, took antidepressants?
You're the type of person who swallows antidepressants to hide the pain.
Yeah. Saw X was touted as a return to form for the series, and styles itself after the annual installments of the mid to late aughts.
1, 2, 3, and 6 are the ones that are kind of relevant to this story.
They got the perfect guy for the job too. It's directed by Kevin Groidert, who edited the first 5 films and Jigsaw, and directed parts 6 and 7. If anyone knows the series, it's the person who edited it, and Groidert makes sure Saw X is rewarding with plenty of nods to series lore. Groidert was joined by other veterans of the franchise, like composer Charlie Clouser and producers Orrin Coles and Mark Berg, who have headed the series from the very beginning. And writers Peter Goldfinger and Josh Stolberg wrote Jigsaw and Spiral, which aren't my favorites, but they do a great job this this time through. On screen, we get a return of Shawnee Smith as Amanda Young, John Kramer's protege. Amanda was a powerful presence in the OG trilogy, and her relationship with Kramer gives this film a beating heart. Smith and Bell have 20 years of chemistry between them, and Saw X wisely highlights it.
I just wanted to see them on screen together doing their thing and showing their love for each other.
Even though it's a throwback, Saw X is also refreshing in many ways. It's quieter and more contemplative, especially early on, so much so that it might come off as slow-paced to some. I think it's beautiful and makes for an excellent setup to the later carnage. It also takes place in Mexico, the first time a Saw film has ever specified its setting. I always joke that the series takes place in Cityton, capital city of state. The change in setting is a breath of fresh air and gives us a nice taste of culture that helps it stand out as its own installment. I love the Saw series, and I love Saw X way more than the 3 installments that came before it. It's got everything you could want from a Saw film, including, yes, plenty of traps and kills. So how's about we finally...
Here we go.
Sorry. Oh, God.
Lord.
James A. Janice, you spend your life surrounded by horror. But now, you must experience true horror if you wish to be free. And by your own
Fucking
tools.
Zoran, what the hell are you... Wait, you think you could torture me with today's sponsor, Manscaped?
Here we go.
Yeah.
Ha! Please. What you've got there is the Manscaped Performance Package 5.0 Ultra. It takes your grooming game to the next level, and I know everything that's inside. Like the Weed Whacker 2.0 for taming unruly nose hairs, but with skin-safe technology to reduce nicks and cuts, it won't be doing you much good. Then there's the Crop Soother Aftershave, made to soothe razor burn and itchiness as hair regrows. Can't say I'm too afraid of that. Or are you thinking the Crop Preserver's clear, drying, quick-absorbing lotion with soothing aloe vera will really break me down?
No, don't be ridiculous. I'm going to make sure...
Oh, you're gonna go for the big guns, huh? The Lawnmower 5.0.
Hold on a second. I'm back. Let's keep going.
Ultra?
Yes, exactly. And that is where I'm going
What? Upgrade your grooming routine with its 2 interchangeable skin-safe blades, waterproof design, and LED spotlight for illuminating those hard-to-see areas? Yeah, I bet you could use that.
No! I am going to use this to shave your head. That's right. Gonna cut off your pretty boy locks if you don't reschedule They Talk Season 2. What do you say to that, James?
Okay.
Okay, man, there was a strike. Calm down.
Oh, man. They about to... Oh, snap. They talk too. Curry come back. Oh, I'm here for it.
February.
Cool. Works for me.
I'm here for it.
Ooh, I better get shaven. Ooh, my spirals.
You don't need to torture yourself for great savings this holiday season. Head over to manscaped.com and get yourself or a loved one the ultimate grooming experience for 20% off plus free shipping with promo code KILLCOUNT20. All right, now that that's taken care of, let's get to the kills. The movie begins with an old friend.
Yep, that's me, John Kramer. Bet you're wondering how I got here. It's because of the cancer.
As John waits
Really? With the voice, though.
for his latest MRI results, we get a title card that doubles as an assessment of his prognosis.
Months. At best.
Yep, that sucks. John does the things the dying are supposed to, like attend group sessions, but it doesn't leave him too impressed.
So your advice to me is to die easy?
He'd rather get jiggy with it and teach this hospital custodian a lesson when he sees him robbing a patient. That's a good way to get yourself trapped.
I've had my eyes on you, and I do not like what I see. I'd like to play a game.
Just like that, we're back in Trap Town. For the crime of having sticky fingers, this guy's gotta break all 5 of his in under a minute. If he fails, his eyeballs will get sucked straight out of his skull. And pro tip, you don't want that. Instead of doing them all at once, this guy breaks each finger individually. When he fails, the trap follows his lead, sucking out his eyeballs one by one through their tubes. Looking like little ocular gerbil guys. It's all great fun, of course. But alas, turning this dude's head into a bowling ball is but a daydream. He escapes John's fantasies by second-guessing his ne'er-do-welling.
Good choice.
John visits his nearest Panera Bread to write his last will and testament. There, he runs into Henry Kessler, a guy he knows from his support group. Henry had stage 4 pancreatic cancer, but now it's completely gone thanks to an experimental treatment. He's all good now, and all it cost him was a tummy scar. Henry gives John the name of his miracle doctor and sends him on his merry way. At home, John researches Dr. Finn Peterson using his favorite search engine, web search, well renowned for its easy to remember URL. Through trusted sources like Article 3 and article, he learns that Dr. Peterson's techniques are a bit controversial, just like Henry warned him.
Hell, it isn't approved by anybody.
Dr. Peterson practices out of Norway, which is where Henry said he went to get healed. Lovers of Saw's soap opera elements, like myself, were thrilled to hear this, since it directly ties into Saw 6, the healthcare one, which was also directed by Kevin Greutert. It's one of the best Saws, and in it, John tried to get his insurance to cover this very treatment.
I've found a treatment for my cancer that I think holds a lot of promise. This is a doctor in Norway.
I know the technique he describes is slightly different, but I'll chalk that up to a minor continuity error.
Right.
The filmmakers
Hold up a second real quick. Alright, I'm back. Let's keep going.
intended for this connection to exist, and a deleted scene shows John emailing William Easton. In fact, I think they were going to include the scene from Saw 6 here before ultimately deciding to leave it implied. Of course, Saw X doesn't take place in Norway, since Finney Peterson's been run underground. His work is being carried on in Mexico by his daughter, Dr. Cecilia Peterson. In a video, she says Big Pharma and Big Government are keeping her daddy down. But come to Mexico and get a drug cocktail and just a wee bit of cranial surgery. You know, just a little knocking on the noggin. John has found a sliver of hope.
I'm saying because the plot was that everything was fake. His daughter's probably
clings to it as he sends Cecilia
his father was probably legit and his daughter wasn't, but we'll see.
A desperate email. His apparent email address, kramerjohn994@gmail.com, was set up in real life to respond in character with an out-of-country message and a phone number. Calling that number led to a pre-recorded message that asked you to play a game.
Thank you for reaching out. A very brave thing to do.
Cecilia gets back to John and says he can have a spot in their next vaguely legal testing session. He hops on the next plane to Mexico. You can tell because everything looks like Breaking Bad. He's picked up by a cabbie named Diego, who gives him a scenic tour of the city. Production filmed on location in Mexico City, and it really opens the movie up. I don't know if John's interested in a tour right now, though. I think he's got other things on his mind, like the cancer. Literally. All of a sudden, the tour is cut short by armed jignappers who threaten John at gunpoint. After confirming his name, though, they reveal this is just a part of the onboarding process, a super secret security step / epic prank bro. They take him to see Cecilia, and the doctor is in a giant mansion, and also a disused chemical plant. There, she hides from Big Pharma assassins with her staff. There's Gabriella, a housekeeper and former patient, Valentina, a nurse, Mateo, a surgeon, and Carlos, a kid who kicks soccer balls against a wall. Crucial part of the operation. In an operating room designed by Joe Goldberg, John meets Parker Sears, Dr. Peterson's latest success story. They play rock, paper, cancer.
Thyroid cancer, advanced. Brain. You in?
Yep, brain always beats thyroid. Later that night, Cecilia makes small talk with John, who says he's a retired civil engineer and architect. Lately, he's taken up hobbies.
I help people overcome inner obstacles.
Inner obstacles like having depression. John can't sleep before the big day, so he wears himself out teaching ball bouncer Carlos how to fix his bike and get a girl's attention.
Holla.
Let me holla at ya. When it comes time to cut the cancer out, malignant style, Dr. Cortez won't let John sleep through the surgery. Instead, he has to be kept in a drug-induced fugue state as he watches them cut into what's either his brain or some blueberry cheesecake. Eventually, he conks out and wakes up to good news. He's as cured as bacon. Now, his whole life happens next. Tobin Bell is magnificent this entire film, but this—
Hold on a second. Alright, sorry getting phone calls left and right, so yeah, that's good.
This scene really highlights his acting acumen. He returned for his 9th appearance as John Kramer because he liked Stolberg and Goldfinger's script.
The script for this particular film is very strong. Perhaps one of the strongest Saw films.
Still, Bell found himself rewriting some of John's dialogue on set. The writers were cool with it, thankful for Bell's 19 years of experience knowing what the character would and wouldn't say. John's instructed to take a daily drug cocktail and never, under any circumstances, take off that head bandage. But they didn't say anything about taking off all the rest. Looking good, Tobin, who is again 80 years old and still so agile. Now John's free to live and get back to making torture acts. But wait a minute, he's got a new lease on life. Maybe maybe he shouldn't kidnap, torture, and murder people? You probably recognize that doodle as the rack trap used on Timothy Young in Saw 3. I wonder if John had to go dig through the trash later to get his plans for it back. John wants to get a gift for his saviors, and though they try to keep their location secret, they must have forgotten this motherfucker's an engineer. With some trigonometry, which you said you'd never use, John is able to track down Peterson's healthcare hacienda, but he finds it completely abandoned, except for flickery lights and evidence of bamboozling. He discovers that the surgical footage he saw was from a DVD. This whole damn thing was a ruse, a cunning attempt to trick him. In a final moment of confirmation, John removes his wrappings and finds no surgical scars. I mean, they didn't even bother to shave him. It's taken 30 whole minutes to get to this moment, but I truly think the buildup is worth it. It lets us understand why, for the first time in the entire series, we see John Kramer in a panic. His new lease on life has been broken. All that's left is for him to play a game of revenge. John starts with Diego at one of his tour stops, the statue of the Mesoamerican god Tlaloc. He shows Diego he's been using Duolingo.
¿A dónde vamos?
Al infierno.
The cabbie wakes up to find that John's given him bomb implants in a trap that references one in the video game Saw 2 Flesh and Blood. John tells him he knows the truth. Diego not only drove John into the welcoming committee, he also played the part of Dr. Cortez during John's drugged out surgery. Now the pseudo-surgeon's gotta cut these bombs out of his arms in 3 minutes, and those wires are tough. Good thing forearm meat is tender.
Live or die. The choice is yours.
After a short delay, Diego goes to absolute town on himself. God damn, it's so gushy! This is a nice, disgusting return to well-done torture porn. It's so sick, even Jigsaw has to avert his eyes. The prosthetics for this one are impressive and gross. I mean, I've probably gotta blur this even as I explain and show how fake it is. Don't blame me, blame YouTube. I'm telling you, I love this shit! Diego rips out the second bomb with his teeth, giving him a rare fate for a Saw victim. Success. Father Jigsaw approves.
You shall live henceforth as Eduardo Manos de Tijera.
With intel from Diego, John starts collecting Los Cómplices. First is Valentina, the faux nurse, who's apparently given up blood work for sex work. She's getting assaulted by a John when someone comes to the rescue. Oh, whew, good thing someone's looking out for
Come here!
Okay. Pseudo-surgeon Mateo is a veterinary assistant who also deals drugs to Gabriella, the fake housekeeper. Fuck, I love this set. It's classic Saw. Look at those cheap doors opening to cheap plants out there, with colored lights washing over everything. It's a great way for the style to match the soap opera elements, and it feels right at home with the rest of the series. Cinematographer Nick Matthews, who shot the trippy Spoonful of Sugar for Shudder, was committed to making Saw X match the look of the original run.
We wanted to bring the Giallo color palettes into this movie.
Gabriella leaves with her drugs, and Mateo gets all pinned with a battle prod. Gabriella takes her ketamine, or whatever, to the nearest public bathroom, where she's blocked in by a big pair of botas.
Está ocupado.
She takes out her mace, but that robot pighead hits her with a door. It's all like, stop macing yourself, stop macing yourself. With the cronies captured, that just leaves Dr. Peterson, who's already selling more false hope to desperate people.
I'm not an angel.
Angel wasn't the word I was thinking, lady. Oh, damn, that's a big house. Oh, shit, I said goddamn, that's a big house. Wow. She starts playing Cinco Noches and Cecilia's, where we get a very well-constructed scare. The audience notices before her that there's someone on her roof, and it ain't no Santa Claus.
Oh!
People in glass houses shouldn't fuck with John Kramer. By the time she gets to her garage, Pighead is already waiting in front of the car. And in the back seat. There'd be 2 robot pigheads in these parts. Which, I mean, is pretty obvious. Not like John Kramer was charging people with a pickle prod like that. Nope, he had a helper.
This is my associate, Amanda.
Amanda Young is back, baby. She's such a great character. And was a damn good contender in the first ever Horror Royal Rumble. Make sure to tune in for the second one on January 20th. I'm just gotta wonder why they've got her in that little boy wig. Her hair has literally never looked like that at any other point in the series. Why not give her a dignified de-aging with a backwards cap, like a decent human being? Timeline-wise, this would be after Amanda escaped her bear trap test, but before she took the plunge, literally, in Saw 2's trap house, where she worked for John undercover. So, still early in her apprenticeship. Since Peterson's abandoned chemical plant is exactly John's whole vibe, he uses it to stage the group trap portion of the film, which was always a highlight throughout the series. Remember the collar one from Saw 5? Good times. The latest players wake up with a whole lot of questions.
Why?
Well, actually,
why?
Instead of hiding behind cassette tapes and creepy dolls, John shames these people face to face. I mean, everyone already knows him anyway. Some react with hysterics, others with panic dread, while Cecilia stays a carny until John shuts that shit down.
We're only trying to help you.
That game is over. and a new game's about to begin.
Valentina is the first one to be challenged in a trap using a Geely saw. John says it's a bone saw named after its inventors, Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez. In classic Kramer fashion, he claims he won't be responsible if Valentina dies, and that it'll be a good lesson, blah, 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 blah.
This is not retribution.
Ah, shoot.
It's a reawakening.
So, yeah, he's still the same old self-righteous
Oh,
asshole,
boy.
but it's easier to sympathize with him against charlatans who steal the last thing terminal people have.
Oh.
And Cecilia's been doing it a while, 8 years, with 34 prior patients, all of whom died. For her part in the scam, Valentina must cut off her leg and suck out 3 ounces of marrow in just 3 minutes. She does it victim to the Beheader 5000.
Oh, God.
So long as you keep your head.
Amanda, get out of there. She and John take their box seats to enjoy
Oh,
the show.
God.
Bell's performance here is the most convincing he's
Oh,
ever been.
she about to
actually
be-
wanting
she about
these
to
people
get
to succeed and
beheaded.
change their lives. The timer starts and Valentina's off to a bad start, but eventually Turner hits her leg and Turner gets to sawing the dang thing off. Back and forth now, Valentina. Keep a rhythm. Think Geely, Geely. Yeah, sure. Just imagine that you're sensually milking a cow. Yeah, act like you're puppeteering a John Wick puppet shop. Eventually, she fully severs her leg and is able to stick this dental-looking hose into her stump. It sucks out the marrow, which begins to tip
Hold
the
on,
scales.
hold on. Yeah, had to turn him in around because he watched me play Mortal Kombat 1, but I don't think he want to see this. So yeah, I'm gonna turn him around a little bit. Don't choke. Don't eat. Don't put too much. Too big. Too big. Too big. Alright. There you go. Now I finish. Alright. There you go. Let's keep going. Oh my God.
It's the cream of the blood. Ew. Despite her valiant effort, she doesn't deposit enough bone jelly. The razor moves forward and cuts her head off in a decapitation that feels extra deliberate and ghastly. Man, she was so close too. Not a snooze button, man, are you, John? I guess that's lights out for Valentina. This death was probably the most complex kill in the movie.
Even in my 20-plus year career, that's one of the hardest gags that I've personally done.
It took 3 whole days to shoot, starting with actress Paulette Hernandez using a real saw on her real leg with a protected pad underneath. After plenty of footage of that, and I mean a lot of it, she hid her real leg in a hidey hole and flossed away at a fake leg, which was filled with blood pumps and a prosthetic femur made by Fractured FX. The effect is so seamless, even director Groiter can't tell where the makeup ends and the prosthetics begin.
The luck's gonna be
So
on.
that leg is fake.
To top it off, or to off her top, I guess, a full body and head prosthetics were rigged with monofilament to fall apart on cue and go where they needed to
Hold
for the
on.
shot and the story. Tied together with Hernandez's great performance.
Alright, hold on. Alright, I'm back. Just going to feed the bottle a little bit. Anyway, let's keep going.
Her first ever in English, the complete effect is nothing short of a magic trick. Almost impressive as the fact that Groiter used everything they shot in the final cut.
I don't know what the MPA was thinking, but I'll take it.
The decapitation really kills the mood. Gabriella blames Cecilia, while Cecilia blames the young girl's oxy habit. That rubs recovering addict Amanda the wrong way.
Sometimes we get sucked into things that are against our nature.
This is a more vulnerable scene than John and Amanda ever shared in the other Saw films. Amanda's still damaged and scared, like she was in the first movie.
Listen, I'm not ready to do this without you.
But disagreements over victim qualification will lead to her rebellious sarcasm we saw in Saw 3. We get to see this evolution since this is the first Saw that stars John and Amanda as the 2 biggest characters. Every other Saw splits its story between a trap plot and a cop plot, each of which have their own non-John and Amanda main characters who take up most of the time, especially when they're motherfucking slow. In Saw X, it's just these 2 and their victims, which I love. Groiter was happy they narrowed the focus too.
The cops were starting to really bog us down.
As for their victims, Cecilia's phone starts ringing in the middle of the room. It's out of reach, but she figures out a way to solve that little problem. You wanted a surgery, John? Here's a surgery. Full-on intestinal extraction.
Oh my God!
Damn, she cut up Valentina like it were arts and crafts time on February 14th. She evil. Valentina's track may look like a dirty, disgusting nerd's rope, but it gets the job done. I love how Cecilia finishes pulling it towards her.
That's just
Ta-da!
nasty.
She calls someone and says a few Norwegian words before getting bad dog.
Can't even take care of the. Oh my God, that's just nasty. That's just nasty.
Damn, she cut up Valentina like it were arts and crafts time on February 14th. She evil. Valentina's tract may look like a dirty, disgusting nerd's rope, but it gets the job done. I love how Cecilia finishes pulling it towards her with a little ta-da. She calls someone and says a few Norwegian words before getting bad dog by Amanda. Look at this mess you made, bad dog. I'm surprised Amanda doesn't shove her face in it. All of a sudden, they hear someone yelling outside the factory. It's Parker Sears.
Open this fucking door!
John's former fellow patient from the UQ Medical Center is here and says he's also mad about being scammed. So mad he could shoot a pig, which he does. Before he can run away from Valentina's severed head, Amanda knocks him out. He comes to a little later, tied to a chair. Hey little boy, let me go and I'll help you with your homework there. John expresses sympathy towards Parker as a fellow sucker. Still, he says Parker's gotta play a game too. His only rule right now is no guns. Parker agrees, but says he doesn't condone what's going on here.
We don't kill.
You chopped a fucking head off!
See, I always got YouTube comments saying that I talk too much about John being a murderer, but the movies won't shut up about it either. I mean, everyone involved, from Bell to the filmmakers, understand that the character is a hypocrite.
You can hide behind this moral code that you seem to have or you think you have, but you are the one that's designing these traps. You're the one that's pushing the buttons.
Amanda thinks Parker is a risk, but John reminds her that everything he's ever done has always gone perfectly according to plan, which, you know what, is true. Because of her sympathy for Gabriella, Amanda moves Mateo up to the head of the lesson line. Lucky for him, he's got his substitute teacher in the form of Billy the Puppet! Yeah! Oh, shit, he riding! I mean, it's taken the little guy a minute, but he'll squeak there eventually. There we go. And he's got a little cassette tape, too. Hugarme, Mateo! Okay, or don't, and get shocked. Totally up to you, dude.
Hello, Mateo.
Yeah, thought so. Mateo's game requires him to use a camera pointed at his scalp to cut out gray matter from his brain and deposit it into a jar? Are you kidding me? John, you're gonna tell a guy to carve his own brain like a Thanksgiving turkey? That is insane, man. Insane in the membrane. Just like Valentina did, Mateo wastes the first good minute of his time on the clock. After that, he puts Drill the skull and cracks his little egg open live on camera. Oh, this is must-see TV. Don't close your eyes so much, man. You're missing all the yolk. After exposing his brain, he starts, oh god, fishing out folds like he was trying to grab the last udon noodle with some chopsticks. He successfully grabs a big worm-looking piece of brain meats, but unfortunately the trap doesn't end there. It's got to dissolve enough so its enzymes can reveal a key. Yeah, no way is he making it out of this alive. Sure enough, the timer ends and the shawarma mask slams shut. It's not that graphic of a kill by Saw standards, but still plenty disturbing, and uses Telelock for the mask and a callback to Diego's tour. And the kill is still plenty disgusting for Parker.
You guys are fucking sick.
Yes, sick with cancer and moral righteousness.
For Mateo's brain teaser, a fully practical dummy head was made of actor Octavio Hinojosa. He stood right beside it as he fished for lobes like a championship round of Gooey Louie. The traps in Saw X were built through collaboration. Most were designed by the writers, storyboarded by Kevin Groidert, and brought to life by production designer Anthony Stabley and a team of Mexican crew workers. And all that's just to get them made. Then you've still got to film a movie with them.
Once you get into a trap, you're dealing with special effects, prosthetics, VFX, production design, lighting ultimately, and cinematography, and all of those elements have to, come together.
For his part, DP Nick Matthews highlighted each trap with distinct colors and lighting, and used awesome camera moves like spinning it around on a lambda head. Billy wants to play with Gabriella now. No. Aw, she doesn't wanna. Still gotta do it though. She starts floating into the sky like a magical fairy princess.
Lord.
Like a fairy princess stuck in shackles. Her task is to use a hammer to break her wrist and ankle free from the shackles. If she doesn't, she risks spending too much time exposed to this giant fan.
Radiation machines are not to be trifled with.
What, really? A super cancer gun? What the fuck, John? Gabriella starts working on her ankles so she can hopefully just swing out of the way. Unfortunately, her Tarzan plan doesn't work since John programmed the radiation machine with perfect comedic timing. She keeps at it while she's getting fried, with each strike accompanied by what sounds like video.
Hold on. I'm back. Yeah, I'm gonna cover his eye because I don't want him sticking this, but oh boy, what about to happen now?
Game hit indicators. I feel like I just sank 5 cannonballs into the enemy ship. Gabriella's was the most physically complicated rig for a trap and required constant testing all the way up until the shoot day. Under the supervision of stunt coordinator Daniel Salazar, actress Renata Vaca shared this harness stunt with a double. She would do the forward-facing shots, then come down to get progressively crispier layers of burn makeup applied, while a stunt performer was taken up and filmed from behind. Most of the movie's effects are practical, with VFX being used to do things like paint out the rig's support cables. As her skin really starts to sizzle, Gabriella breaks her wrist and wins the game. True to John's word, the machine turns off, and he tells Amanda to get Gabriella to a hospital. But this is when Parker breaks his rule and grabs his gun. Turns out he's with Cecilia, and that snake rewards him with some slippery tongue action. He unlocks Cecilia, who's eager to get revenge on Amanda and John. They direct John to put himself into his own trap and lose this dog collar match.
New game.
Well, at least I'm glad that the girl got, I mean, she got burned down. I'm glad she made it out. But
It's
shit.
called We Live, You Die, Fuck You.
Oh, come on. A game like that'll never carry a franchise for 19 years. John still wants to get Gabriella some help, but Cecilia says it's already game over for the girl and snaps her neck. With all her accomplices dead, she and Parker...
Hold up. Little man, come over here for me. That's fucked up. That was fucked up. I hope she get fucked. I hope she get brutally messed up. That was just fucked up.
Parker will get a bigger cut of the cash. Amanda doesn't approve of Gabriella's murder.
I know.
We only microwaved her
right?
insides. What you did crosses a line. I love Sanova Makoti Lund's performance here as Cecilia celebrates bringing down Jigsaw. She's awesome throughout the whole movie and makes for a great villainess with a sick glee she takes dressing down John. Lund was cast after Groydert saw her on the Norwegian show Ragnarok, and she was thrilled to work alongside Tobin Bell.
Tobin Bell is a legend. You get a bit starstruck, actually, when you meet him the first time.
Cecilia sees that this trap was built for two, but has an eviler idea than strapping Amanda in. Bring me the child! Since the audience would know John and Amanda can't die, Carlos was created specifically to raise the stakes, and even Jigsaw thinks that's messed up.
A terrible, unforeseen consequence.
Cecilia continues to tear into John as she uses his own logic against him.
If you let him die, it's all on you.
I mean, if you're being consistent, dude, she's kinda got a point. She's not wrong just because she's evil.
Oh, come on, John. Do the scary voice.
No.
I'd like to play games.
Evil and mean. Wow, she's so mean.
Please
John
be
uses his
hers.
limited Spanish to tell Carlos not to pull the lever.
No holla.
Parker starts the trap, which sees the victims pulled flat by chains on a table attached to the Lionsgate logo. It lifts them up to a pair of giant nozzles that will make them pioneers in a new extreme sport.
Bloodboarding.
John pulls his lever, tipping his end back and slowly drowning himself in Dracula juice. But Carlos takes the heat off him at the last second. Kid must have really loved that bike. Soon as John catches his breath, he taps back in for a fresh coat. Yo, where'd he even get this much blood on such short notice? Like all traps, the bloodboarding was practical and worked as advertised, and was designed to look like it'd be at home in the earlier films.
So you see a lot of oxidized metal. You see components that you believe John Kramer's going to be able to actually construct.
That's a welcome change.
At this point, I can't wait to see what happened to them two, man. Especially
Jigsaw,
going
which
for the
supposedly takes place before the other movies, but uses technology that seems newer, kind of a Star Wars prequel effect. It was easy to avoid that here since they shot in an old glass factory. It didn't have plumbing or electricity, but it did come with some pre-existing production design.
We had a lot of really strong sort of hardcore machinery that was here already. They let us oxidize that and make it look as if it was all rusted.
Cecilia and Parker have seen enough, but as they collect their loot in the control room, Parker points out a potential plot hole with John's latest trap.
But if you were the last player, who was supposed to be on the other side of that plank with you?
Oh shit, I think I feel a Hello Zep coming on the soundtrack.
Got him. Got him. That's what they get.
Oh yeah, that's the stuff. No shit's getting serious when you hear that track. Flashback show Diego had already told John that Parker was an accomplice. Amanda intentionally left Cecilia's phone within reach, kind of, so Cecilia would use it to call Parker there for help. After he arrived and was knocked out, John took the powder out of his bullets, replaced the bag of cash with scathing Excel spreadsheets, and rigged the room to fill with poisonous gas. These jackholes have been acting like they beat Jigsaw.
Never realizing that you have been the marks all night long.
While they deal with that twist, Amanda lets John and Carlos out of their trap.
Nice.
The grifters predictably turn on each other and have a jagged metal fight for the only fresh air socket. Cecilia comes out on top when she stabs Parker in the gut and lets the poison gas boil him like a stovetop hot dog. John and Amanda give Carlos all of Cecilia's ill-gotten gains.
You are a warrior, my boy.
Hope that's enough to cover a lifetime of therapy. The survivors walk into the sunrise, leaving Cecilia Peterson alive? Wait, what the fuck? That's how it ends? I get that there are rules, John, but she's the evil mastermind. Should have torn her ass up like a
piranha.
We do get one last round of justice in the mid-credits scene with a faker who started it all, Henry Kessler. He finds himself in his scarless tum-tum strung up in horror's most famous bathroom. He's here thanks to Detective Mark Hoffman, one of Jigsaw's apprentices and main killer of Saw's, what were they, 4 through 7? Damn, he had a run. Earlier in Saw X, we saw John call him for help.
Detective, I could use your assistance in locating some people that are in need of our services.
Hoffman tracked down Henry Kessler, brought him here, and ends the movie using 2000 slang.
I call that epic bad luck.
How many pre-kills did John Kramer rack up in this prequel? Let's find out and get to the number. What the?
Hey, who are you? Why are you trying to get to?
So she really survived, man. So I think the chainsaw should go to the one that got the head chopped off for real, and the dull machete definitely should go to the dude that got the other accomplice, man, because he should deserve worse, man. But we'll see.
To the numbers.
What? I'm James A. Janice. It's my job.
Lie to me again, and I'll empty this chamber into your eye.
No, I'm not lying. My name is James A. Janice. I make crappy jokes about horror movies and say title card a lot.
All right, it's fine. You're safe. Come with us to the numbers.
Oh wow.
That seems entirely unnecessary.
Yes it was.
Fuck is Zoran. It's probably his wife too.
Only 4 people died in Saw X, consisting of 2 men and 2 women, giving us this even Esteban pie chart. If you compare it to the rest of the series, it's a new low, with 2 fewer kills than Saws 1 and 5. Saw X had a franchise high when it came to its runtime of 118 minutes, which worked out to a kill on average every 29.5 minutes. I'll give the golden chainsaw for coolest kill to Valentina because of all the moving, bleeding parts. The trap is great, the performance is great, the gore is great, everything's great. Dull machete for lamest kill goes to Parker Sears.
Thank you.
Because suffocation and a little acne isn't all that bad compared to losing limbs and or brain matter. As is tradition for Saws, I'll also be awarding the traps. Platinum Punji Sticks for coolest trap goes to the hospital custodian's magic eye puzzle. Now you see them, now you don't see much of anything. There's a reason they use this thing in all the advertising. Rusty Mousetrap for lamest trap goes to Gabriella's weaponized chemotherapy. Even if you win, best case scenario, you're disfigured. Worst case, you also have cancer. That's fucked up, John. And also, as is tradition, I need to give this sequel a subtitle to help it stand out. You can't just have a Roman numeral, you know? So let's call it Saw X, Los Juegos de Jigsaw. And that's it. Saw X came out to the best reviews of the franchise and grossed over $100 million on a budget of just $13 million. Franchise producers Mark Berg and Oren Coles already have ideas in mind for Saw 11, which will hopefully follow this film's direction. Until next time, I'm James A. Janice. This has been the Kill Count. Hey everybody, thanks a lot for watching the Saw X Kill Count. Yeah! This is our friend Carswell, who's here with Make-A-Wish, who came to visit the set and meet me, Zoran, and Chelsea.
No, it's been amazing. I'm really happy to meet you guys. It's been so awesome seeing everything and behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's been awesome having you here, and you're so lovely to talk to, and you're also an actor.
Yes, I am.
Nice. A filmmaker.
Yeah, I'm trying to get into film as a writer, director, actor, pretty much any department that'll take me. So
just panhandle, like
exactly.
Actor for hire. I mean, that's what acting is.
That's what it is. Yeah.
I'm getting used to it now. It's okay.
Well, you already landed your first role in a kill count. Do you have a favorite Saw film?
Probably 4 and 5. I'm a big fan of the Peter Strahm timelines.
Nice. Okay. Well, if you're out there, hire Carswell for acting or any other film thing.
Pretty please.
Do it.
I can't be on this set. I'm hitting everything. I'll go.
So there you have it, though. All right. So now, for those who are, this is the mom will cut it off for now. But for those of you who want to stay and watch the deluxe, keep watching as well too, though. Or if you actually decide to get the membership version as well too, then your prize is to watch the deluxe kill count as well too, which is the current count as well. So without further ado, I'll be right back. But if you want to spare yourself of the actual gore, you cool with the censored version. If you like my reaction, like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's your boy T-Bird signing off. One love.